slash game mode. Alright, let's test this.
Okay.
Alright, wait a second. Alright, let's test this thing here. I need another piece of redstone. Let's see, I've got it right here. I gotta be able to... No, you gotta... Alright. There we go!
Yeah, you can just make a clock. There you go.
Look at that! Okay, so if this works, I'm gonna die instantly upon walking through the portal.
Pretty much. Good luck.
Alright. So, here we go.
Here we go.
Dadgum, what the? Holy, what the hell? Crikey was that?
What
I only
happened?
took 1 heart of damage.
Oh, okay.
You would have thought they would have all been in the wall too, but they weren't.
Yeah.
They're like all right here at the base. What's up with that?
Interesting.
How did you get in here? Oh, you know what? You spawn on these blocks. I'm gonna have to fix that.
Yeah. So, let's go back out there and test it with the pig. Cause maybe there's a difference with how they load based on whether you're in the nether or not when you fire them through. Cause they were firing through and hitting the wall when I was on the other side.
Right.
So yeah, let's give this a shot. I'll go corral the pig.
All right. I'll load up the dispensers as is my custom.
Oh, the pig is not here anymore, by the way.
Oh, great.
He either despawned or walked back through.
Well, the zombie pigman... Is the zombie pigman still there?
Nope.
Yeah, because he just walked through to this side.
Rats.
You capturing all of this?
Yep. Yeah, I killed the pig. And I have about a half dozen arrows sticking in me right now. Science.
FTW.
Indeed. Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger here, and welcome back. We are back on the on Breeze server, and just checking things around. So, this is the Sky Mall, in case you were wondering. Shouty Sky Mall looks like it's coming along really nice. Got a couple new shops in here, so I just wanted to take a look real quick before I do a few things on the server. So we have Shouty's got a Mob Loot Emporium, items as low as 1 lapis block per stack. He really wants that lapis, doesn't he? He's trying to corner the market. But yeah, we have a mob grinder that is also now accessible. This is Orange Mart, the best, maybe the best price. So this is Orange's shop. I guess he's still setting it up. Speaking of that, I do have to set mine up at some point. Maybe we'll do that later in this episode. This is Luna's Happy Pet Feed store. Not fit for human consumption. Leave your money here. You have dogs. And cats. So we have Auntie K's Wholesome Bakery. This might be Granny's place, I don't know. But you can see all her prices for her baked goods. I'm not quite sure whose that is. Is that maybe it's Lee's place actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I think Lee. It could be her place. Zebra Cloaks Wholesale Store is open. He's got blocks on sale. Today's special, 1 diamond for 10 iron or 15 lapis. And he's got brewing stands. The wonderful Imaginarium of the Fish, potions, potion ingredients, and magical builds. So this is Fish's place, and He's got some magic going on here. Like, ooh, it lights up. Let me do something here. Ah, didn't work. I want to make a smiley face. But yeah, you can see he's got all his stuff here. And here's all his prices. Skipping that for a moment. Get back to that in a sec here. This is Lazy's Emporium. Banned items, animals, food, drinks, and fire. Wonder why. Wonder why no fire. So he's got wood stuff. This is Roger's Wares. Rogers has himself some items, mostly iron stuff. So, I can usually make my own. Let's see. My voice probably sounds a little hoarse. I was at the BT meetup yesterday. We'll talk about that as well. But Obnoxious Ninja's enchantment store. He's got different enchantments for different prices. Let's look for emeralds. This is Ninja's mom food store. 100% better than mine. Shoddy. Actually, it was 3 months, right? So this is Ninja has Obby has apparently set up a mob loot store next to his regular store. Bree has her own boutique going. I'm scared that's going to teleport me to the end. I don't want to touch that. Alright, let's go upstairs real quick. I think there's a pretty funny sign as well. And there's villagers in here now too. Wasn't there a sign? Skipping that. Trespassers will be shot, survivors shot again. That's very comforting. Please do not kill the security guards, they bounce the pigmen. That's actual, not a joke thing. Oh. Unattended children will be towed at owner's expense. So, let's head on upstairs here real quick. Wishing well. Trash can. Wishing well. Wishing well. Okay. Interesting. So, this is the management building. I don't think anyone's up here. Get yourself a cloud problem though. We gotta take care of this cloud issue. So, there's one building we haven't visited yet. Oh, I kinda fell. You can see there's beds and stuff down here. There's one we haven't visited yet. Can you guess which one it is? It's mine! Yes. So, Tiger Express. A easy, affordable delivery service. So that's what I've kinda done. To Zephyr from Shoddy. Alright, so we do have a delivery, but real quick here, let's run this over. How to use, rate signs deliveries, leave items in box with payment. Items will be delivered according to priority delivery board. So, let me... should use the delivery board, but hey, that'll work. So... delivery to Zeph from Shoddy. Okay, and here's our prices. Shipping speed, regular 1 iron block, priority 2 emeralds, express 2 diamonds, home pickup 1 emerald or lapis piece, extra charge. And we have PO Box 2, we have 2, so emerald. And we have to deliver these priority to Zeph's place. And thankfully, I know where that is. And the reason I set this up is actually pretty cool. The reason I set it up was it's a way for me to get to tour everyone's place and actually learn where everyone lives, which is something I always like to do. Hey Zisto. But let me hop on over. I know Zeph is... which way is he? I've been to this place before. Oh, he's down that way. Okay, so we'll make a quick run down here to Zeph's place. Is it right over here? Okay, so yeah, here we go. Yeah, Shadi, must make sense that Shadi was the one who wanted to deliver this because I was the one who... Oh, actually, let me go back. I need to get a chest. That's what I need. I need to get some more chests. So, I think I have some extras at home. I'll go run and get those real quick. But yeah, I've set up a little delivery service just for fun. See if people actually want to use it. If not, I'll switch it. I might be I might also be like making a fried chicken stand or like a burger stand or something. I was kind of thinking about doing that in the other half of my shop, like reorganizing things and maybe putting the PO boxes on one wall. So I'll have to see how that looks, but I was thinking maybe making it like a food stand slash PO box delivery place. So very cool stuff. Let me see if I have. Yeah, I do have extra boxes. Okay. I do need a sign though. Do I have extra sign? And I'm not too worried about this. I can always go make some more boxes. They're not too expensive. Now we need to make a sign though, if I don't have any. So where's my wood stuff? I have all this stuff organized by type, and now I can't find my wood. That sounded dirty. I'm sorry. I am sorry. So let's see. Oh, I'll just use. Do I want to? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, that'll be easier. So like that, and like that, and 1, 2. Okay. See, that's one of the benefits of having a little forest outside, is you can do cool stuff like this. So 1, 2, 3, and 3 signs. Yay! Awesome. So let's go make our delivery real quick, and I'll talk about B-Team Meetup. B-Team! But yeah, if you haven't seen the video by now, or if YouTube has done something stupid and like been like, you can't use this, it uses X and X, because I heard it playing for 3 seconds in the background, even though it's not clearly audible at all, because we're assholes. Yeah, if it's still up, I do have a recap-ish vlog of the B-Team event. Also, this is the first time most of you will probably get to see my face. I am not generally one who likes to do that for no reason in particular. I'm not like Kurt, who is, you know, well, he's not. Kurt's he's not really a he's a self-described introvert. He's not really a big, oh shoot, that's right, he doesn't have his ice stop yet, but he's not really a big extrovert person, and I'm kind of in between the two, but I still don't like to show my face because I don't think I'm that good looking of a person. I think I'm just average at best, but that's just me. Oh, creepers. So let's see if I can remember. Yep, this way. And Zeph is up there in his big switchy thing. Alright, so we'll make our delivery. And we'll put this somewhere safe, because we want this to be a safe delivery. To put it not there. Where can we put this so that Zeph will see it? Let's put it out front here. Yeah, right here will be good. Okay. So let me do this. And I think it's hilarious that people are all of a sudden like, oh my god, you can put signs on chests. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my god. Delivery from Tiger Express to Zeph from Shoddy. So there we go. Our first delivery. Very cool. Yeah, that's Zeph's place, right? Yep, that's his cave. Okay, cool. So, Zeph, if you're wondering, I left your stuff at your cave lever thingy at your building. So that's where you'll find, oh, okay, I thought I left my potatoes there. Oh, that would have been bad. But, yeah, that is that. So I'll be making some deliveries here. I'll be checking that every day when I'm on, when I have time. So, you know, I have not seen Akalay's been on. I just have not run into him yet. I swear, I've been on this for a month and I haven't met the guy. I feel terrible. I have no idea. I have never met him. I would like to. I would like to meet everyone. That's always my goal. And speaking of which, at the B Team meetup, I got to meet Generic and B Dubs. Yeah, I think my voice just kind of went off the scales there, but because I heard that reverb. But yeah, by and large, it was excellent time, as I mentioned in my video. I'm kind of sad that it wasn't, it wasn't like a whole weekend thing. But hey, I can't really ask them to do something that long. That's a lot of time. And besides, there's always Minecon and things like that. And speaking of which, the other thing I wanted to discuss actually in my video was Minecon, and I'm gonna do that in a second here. I need to step away. I actually left my notes. I made notes for this discussion because I did some research. So I will be right back. Allow me to go get my notes, and we will talk about Minecon next year. Alright, we're back. I couldn't find my notes, but I do remember what I want to talk about since I only did them like a week ago. So I'll wing it. I'll be alright. So, let's talk about Minecon next year. First things first, I think this is probably not going to be a surprise to anyone. I do intend to be there next year, so you guys have that to look forward to. And there is one condition, which is I will be there as long as it's not somewhere that's going to be a pain in the ass for me to get to. And that means as long as it's not, once again in Paris or something like that. Unfortunately, for something like that, you have to deal with all of the custom stuff and whatnot. And while it's not a problem to me, I do have my passport and everything, so that's not the issue. It's just more of a logistics. How am I going to get the time to get out to Paris and get back and be able to go to Minecon and just to be able to kind of explore the place? It was just probably too much for me this year to be able to do that. So hopefully next year it will be somewhere a little bit closer. So there's a lot of places that have been talked about, and I wanted to talk about some of those places which have been discussed because there's some good suggestions and there's some bad ones. And first off, let's talk about Sydney. We'll talk about Tokyo. So both of those are places I have never been. I've been to Japan, but I did not go to Tokyo somehow. Yeah, that seems odd. Everyone assumes if you went to Japan, you've been there. I have not. So those are places people mentioned, and there are Japanese Minecraft players. There are a lot of Australian Minecraft players. Bad news is, guys, it's not happening in either of those places, and that's not me saying that just because I want to be a jerk or something like that. It's me saying that as someone who kind of understands how. Let me put the signs here in the middle. But as someone who understands how these things tend to work, logistically getting everyone to Tokyo or everyone to Sydney is going to be a horrible, horrible nightmare. I just can't see it happening. I'm sorry. So my thought is really it's going to be somewhere, probably at least for the first couple of years. Maybe in the future they'll do it. But at least for the first couple of years, it'll probably be in between Europe and North America, maybe alternating. And to that end, a lot of people think that this upcoming year it will be in North America because it was in Europe last year, and that's one of the things that maybe has London going against it there. is because of the fact that you just had a Minecon in Europe, so you really want to have a second one in Europe once again, and then have to deal with getting everyone back over there and everyone back to London. And London's maybe a little easier for the English-speaking people, but still, that's a that is a lot of work to do, and it would probably get a lot of consternation from the North American people having to go back there again so soon, because that's a long flight and that's a lot of money to invest in going to Minecon. Delivery, shipping. I'm gonna copy this down. Speeds, regular. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Fuck. I may adjust these prices as need be. To emeralds, express to diamonds. Home pickup 1 emerald or lapis piece, extra charge. Okay, so that'll work. But yeah, that is something that they do have to think about with Mojang. How much do you want to make your fans pay to travel to this event, and will traveling again to Europe be an issue for so many people? Because that's the main reason I didn't go this year, is that it was in Paris. So if it's a little closer to home, if it's a little something that I can make without having to take a week of vacation off work that I won't have, I think that would probably benefit myself, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are like that too, because we have around that time a lot of people are going to be preparing for the holidays. Thanksgiving is around that time in the U.S., and not everyone can afford to go on out there for a that looks nice, and then we'll put our stand over here. But not everyone can really afford to make that big week-long trip investment. Alright, how's that looking? Excellent. I think I'm going to need some more stairs though, so we may have to go get some wood. Let me just put some fence posts up here. But yeah, that is a relatively big investment if you're if you're not a good or someone like that, and this is just a hobby for you. That's asking a lot to want to have people go out to. How's that look? It looks all right. But that's a big cost investment, and I can't really sit here and say that I can afford to go all the way out to Paris again for an event. And plus you run the risk of a lot of people who have already been to Paris, maybe been to London as well, saying, what's the big deal? So yeah, it's probably going to be in North America. I would bet heavily that they would do that. I would be very shocked and surprised if they chose somewhere else. But to that end, where in North America could it be? Now, there's 4 places that I personally think would be good, or makes sense to me. In New York and Los Angeles are not either of them, because those are going to be logistical nightmares with hotels. Getting a hotel in New York can be a pain in the butt and quite expensive. And Los Angeles, the problem with LA for me is there's so much stuff going on that Minecon does not really stick out well. And plus you have to think about the fact that there's going to be a lot of kids there. So the question is, what can we do that people can do when they're not at Minecon? Like what other things around there are available? And you know, with the time of the year, is it going to be a pain in the butt? Is hotels going to be an issue? Are we going to have to think about, you know, trying to find rooms for 5,000 people on a short notice? And, you know, who can possibly supply that? And I've kind of got a couple of ideas myself about where it'll be. And I know there's a hot rumor. I'll talk about that as well. So let's start off with one place that I was thinking about, and that is Anaheim, which is just outside of Los Angeles. And specifically, I'm thinking if they do it in Anaheim, it'll be at the convention center, the Anaheim Convention Center, which is right across the street from Disneyland. Disneyland itself does not really have the facilities to handle a big event like that, but the Anaheim Convention Center, they have major conventions there all the time. You know, they had WonderCon there this past year because of the issues in San Francisco with the Moscone Center and the construction there. They have Anime Expo isn't there anymore. They're in Los Angeles now. But they used to have Anime Expo there, and they have various events there. But my thoughts on that is it makes sense. In one sense, it makes sense because it gives you that nice California weather that you probably want to go to in November. You get all of the pluses of Los Angeles and the pluses of Disneyland without any of the negatives, seemingly at first. But there is an issue actually that when I was thinking about this. There's an issue that popped into my head, and that issue happens to be the fact that if you've ever been to Disneyland, if you've ever seen what it looks like, it's not exactly the biggest place. It's a big place. It's big enough to hold a convention, and it would have to be at the convention center because there's no convention space at Disney. But the problem that I foresee with that is that Disneyland itself isn't that big. There's the California Adventure Park next door. And you go make myself. How the heck do I even make myself a trapdoor? Is it slabs? Is it slabs I have to use? I don't know. Is there a chesty thing? Oh, there we go. I'll use this. But no, that's not it. What is it? Crap. I don't remember what the trapdoor is. Because that's planks. And that's... Oh god, I don't know how to make a trapdoor anymore. I feel so naked. But yeah, that is I think a problem. I don't think it's big enough. I think it's a little bit, as far as Disneyland, I think Disneyland is a little bit too small, and plus you run the risk of it being, they're just gonna go to nice, I'm not gonna go anywhere that's, what does I want to say? They're not gonna go anywhere that's not Disney, I guess. It's maybe an issue that some people will see with that. And that, I think Anaheim, I think with Disneyland, because it's so much smaller and so much older, and even with the convention center, I know there's hotels around there, but I don't know if there's going to be stuff that's already booked there, and it's a big space. The convention center is a big space. I don't know if Minecon could fill all of it probably, but for me, Anaheim is it's kind of like the fourth place on my list, and it's kind of an outside shot, but it's one that could happen. It's one that could happen if they're really heck bent on getting out to the West Coast. And that's maybe the other thing too, is that the first one they had was in Las Vegas, and then you have one in Paris, and you have one in Anaheim, and the people on the East Coast are like, dude, there's more people on the East Coast than the West Coast. Why are you screwing us over? And I think that's a valid claim that people on the East Coast do tend to think they get overlooked from time to time, especially when you don't live in New York City. You kind of get that flyover country mentality that the rest of the country doesn't matter because you're not in New York or Los Angeles, and that's something I don't think is a huge I don't think that's something that's gonna keep Notch and Jub and Dinnerbone up at night, but it is something to consider. You don't really wanna piss your fans off, and you kind of wanna give them something new, give them something to look forward to. So, coming in at the next one on my list, coming in is the one I would personally be okay with, and that would be Chicago. Now, Chicago has plenty of hotel space. They have plenty of things to do, obviously. There's a lot of Minecrackers and Minecrafters from the Midwest who would love, and I speak for myself in this because I know they're never coming to Columbus to do this, but there's a lot of people who would love to have a Minecon that they could attend on a day trip. And I think that's a big thing for me, is I would be able to go to this. I could leave Friday after work and just go there and come back Saturday evening, not Saturday evening, but like Sunday evening, and be able to go back to work. So I wouldn't have to take any vacation time to do this, and it would be great. It would be perfect for me. That being said, I don't think it's gonna really be Chicago, and that's because November time, it's a little bit colder, and those of you who lived in the Great Lakes, you know by now that the weather can be a little bit, how do I want to say it, crazy. Anytime in the summer, not in the summer, mostly in the spring and the fall, especially lately, the weather seems to be a little bit chaotic, and you don't really know what to expect. And I don't know if they feel comfortable doing that and thinking there might be a snowstorm on the 19th, and everyone is either stuck outside of Minecon or they're snowed in Chicago and unable to attend Minecon. Because space is not an issue. The largest convention center in North America is in Chicago. It's McCormick Place, and that would not be a problem. I don't think space would be a huge problem. So that's not something I'm worried about. I'm sure it's not something they're worried about. But again, I just don't know if the weather is a big enough issue. And plus, with Chicago, even though you have O'Hare, you're asking people from both the East Coast and the West Coast to fly out there, and that's going to aggravate them both. They don't like us in the Midwest very much, unfortunately, and they kind of look down on us as being hicks, because, well, a lot of people are. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't see Chicago as much as I would love it. I don't see it being a big deal for Minecon. Oh, what's this? Real estate office. Find your new home office. Oh, this is what Shotty was talking about. Welcome. The rules are simple. Check out the coordinates on the sign. If you like the terrain, take the sign down. Find some cool new terrain to put up for someone else. So we'll do this in a future episode as well. But they have set up a little real estate office for new people when they come on the server. If you're looking for like a cool coordinate to build something at, He just put up a little sign like this. I like this. I love this idea. Great. Great stuff. These guys are great thinkers, and they think a lot like me, and that's what's awesome. And this must be the this is the news board. So this is our new bulletin board that we have now, and you can see the B for Bree, and then there's signs for important news. I think that was a little bit of reverb again. A little bit of lag. Okay, whatever. Oh. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Whatever's in that box shall stay hidden forever. But that leaves, so we've talked about, this is kind of newish too, but so we've talked about Chicago and that being my optimal choice, but probably not Notch and Jeb's optimal choice. We talked about Anaheim, which really serves more, I guess, as a backup, like in case everything goes down, kind of thing. Let's see if anyone else is. Yeah, a lot of people have come on up. Oh, before I forget, Lee has posted her first video from the server, so I will put that in the comments and go watch it. Go watch it, everybody. She's a cool person. She's a very cool person. A couple people didn't pick their stuff up. Come on, guys. Come on, everybody. Come on up and pick your stuff up, please. That's a very large chest. That must be, that's Granny's. I already collected mine. This is the mystery chest. Oh, interesting. So, boop, boop. Alright. So, that leaves us with two little choices left to talk about. So we've gotten rid of all of the so delicious. So we've gotten rid of everything else except these two possibilities, and they're the two most popular rumors that I keep seeing. So, number one, Toronto. As most of you probably know, there's a lot of Canadian Minecrackers. A lot of very popular Canadian Minecrackers. In fact, 3 of them are and Minecrafters, I guess, as well. But I said Minecrackers because 3 of them are on the Minecraft server. Obviously, that would be Beef, Paws, and Etho. And there's very much a large Canadian Minecraft contingent. And makes sense. Toronto is a very large city. The convention center is not the biggest. It's about the same size as San Diego's convention center. That being said, I think a convention center that size, depending on the layout, could host a Minecon without much problem. And Toronto is a very cool city. It's very, very much, a different place. It's not like different like Montreal, Quebec City different, where you feel like you're actually in Europe, but it has a little bit of like a Euro-American tinge to it. A little bit like a New York City meets a London. It's a very cool place. I actually have not been there. I know people who have, and they say very nice things about it. I would like to go to Toronto. I would like to I would like to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I would like there to be a hockey season as well, unfortunately. And as I say this, there's talks about, maybe the lockout's going to be over. I don't buy that until there's actually an agreement that's signed, done with, and they've announced when the season's going to start. So, I still hate Gary Bettman. But, my little tangent over. Toronto would be a great place. It's also still pretty close to me. It's only about 6 hours away, so I would still go if it was in Toronto. The problem is the same problem as Chicago, and that comes down to a little bit of travel, especially for the youngins, because to travel to Canada from the U.S., you do now have to have a passport, and a lot of the youngins who may not have been able to go to Paris because they didn't have a passport or they didn't get one in time, you have the same issue with Toronto now. So again, that's a little bit of an issue, but I think the other big issue is, again, the same problem we have with Chicago. We don't know what the weather's going to be. It could be terribly nasty or it could be fine. But I would say I'd be okay with Toronto, and it's probably, if not Chicago, it's probably my preferred option, just because it's relatively close by. It's a new place. There's plenty of stuff to do, and tell you what, the Canadian folks, they do like them some Minecraft, and they do deserve a Minecon at some point. And I really hope, if not this year, that there will eventually be Minecon in Toronto. I think that would be very cool. Even though there's not like a big Disneyland Paris type place, like how Las Vegas and Disneyland Paris, they both had a ton of stuff to do. You could you don't even have to spend your whole time in Minecon. You could wander around the strip or wander around the park, and I think that would be all right. What was I doing? I'm just kind of wandering now. All right, we'll wander and we'll talk a little bit. But I think Toronto would be a good choice. But there is one place that I keep hearing. It's almost in the confirmed but not actually confirmed department, because everybody's been saying it, and that would of course be Orlando and Walt Disney World. And to that extent, it makes a ton of sense. It brings it back to the U.S. Disney World is a massive tourist destination, probably the only one that could compete with a Paris or Las Vegas. And there's plenty of stuff to do there for the kids. Everybody likes to go to Disneyland. I don't think you'll find anyone who hates going to Disneyland or who wouldn't be behind that idea, unless the problem is it's a flight issue or something along those lines. I think you would find a lot of people would be okay with that, especially the people in the southern United States, because I know a lot of times they might feel like they're getting overlooked too for a New York or Los Angeles. But Orlando, I don't think you'll hear many complaints if they do decide to go the Disney route again and go to Walt Disney World, because that park is massive. It's huge. It's Disneyland on steroids. If you've never been there and you've only been to Disneyland, you are missing out. I haven't been there in about 20 years, and I would be happy to go back and check everything out and check out all the new stuff too. I would love to do that, as well as the convention, so that would be cool. But there is one problem. Nobody has talked about this. I have not heard one person discuss this, and it's actually probably a big issue. And it might be what does the Disney thing in. There is no convention center in Orlando that can handle this. There is an Orlando Convention Center, obviously, and it's in the city of Orlando. Of Orlando, but Disney World is like 25 miles to the southwest of Orlando. So you're not gonna, if you're gonna go to Disney World, you are not going to have Minecon at the Orlando Convention Center and then have people going back and forth to Disney all day. It's not gonna happen. Disney does have conference center areas, but the problem with that is they're scattered through 4 different places. They are at the Grand Floridian, they're at the Contemporary Hotel, and they are at the Dolphin and Swan Resorts. The issue with that is that those are all kind of, except for Dolphin and Swan are adjacent to each other, but everything else is kind of spread apart. It's not something you could walk to. You couldn't walk to all 3, I guess it would be 3 different places, but you couldn't walk to all 3 different places in a timely manner. It would take like 40 minutes. You'd have to take the monorail to each of the different places, and I mean, Grand Floridian and Contemporary are both up by Magic Kingdom, but neither of them are, they're still about 2 or 3 miles apart, because Contemporary is like right by the Magic Kingdom, and Grand Floridian is across this lagoon from it, and you have to walk around to the lagoon to get there. So that's not there. And I mean, Swan and Dolphin are right next to each other, but they're both at Epcot, and that's a 5 mile walk between, a 5 mile distance between Epcot and Magic Kingdom. So you can only do like a shuttle bus, a car, or a monorail to get there. So that is really, I don't know what the space sizes are for that. So that would potentially be a Disney World killer, would be if they couldn't get the space in the same area. Because I know with Disneyland Paris, it all kind of seemed to be, it's all kind of grouped together, or it's at least more compact. But Disney World is very spread out. It's not like all of the theme park areas are like adjacent to each other. There is a bit of distance in between them. I think only the Disney Studios and Epcot are the two that are close to each other. But yeah, that is a problem. So I think it would have to be, if they did this because of space, it would probably have to be just at Dolphin and Swan. And I don't know if those two alone would have enough space for a Minecon like event. It's something to consider, I guess. So I think that is maybe the one thing that's going against Disney, and I'm not sure. I feel like all the people saying Disney lead me to say that it will be Disney. And you gotta be close to home. You know, we're pretty close to home. So let's walk home. But I mean, either way, I'm gonna go as long as it's not like somewhere dangerous or somewhere really far away. But I will be there. I know a lot of other people will be there too, so I am looking forward to meeting everyone. And if you're going to be there, hopefully I will look forward to meeting you guys as well. But I would guess 1 and 2. I would say Disney World is 1 right now, unless there's a logistics issue with the size of the conventions or conference space that they have there. If they can't find enough room for Minecon, then I think there's some creepers. I think it'll be in Toronto, would be my guess, because I think Toronto is probably the best all-around candidate for that. And if not Toronto, then I think maybe Chicago. And if not Chicago, then maybe Anaheim at Disneyland. And if none of those 4, maybe New York City and maybe Los Angeles get into the mix, and maybe even Boston. Those are all possibilities, but we're playing the big guessing game now until Nash Company announce it. And they probably won't announce it for a while, I would guess, because they do tend to seem to wait for the last minute to announce everything, if this year was any indication. So we will see where Minecon 2013 takes us and what that does. I am hoping it will be somewhere cool, somewhere nice, maybe somewhere I haven't really explored before. So let's all hope for something cool. All right. Alright, so I hate these doors. We'll talk about Jenny B with these doors at the meetup. How they catch you all the time. Stupid doors. Pressure plates too. I hate those. But I will cut that episode short today. So I've had a busy weekend, and I gotta get ready for work tomorrow too. I gotta be up and working a shortened day tomorrow. I'm recording this on the last day of the year, so might be doing something tomorrow in the evening. I don't know if we're gonna be doing something on Neocraft, or we're gonna be doing something here. But I would hope someone's doing fireworks because NeoCraft just got the 1.4.6, so we can do fireworks and enchanted books there. So yay! And I do have to clean up the prank still from Mac, so I gotta do that as well. I've cleaned up dry stuff. But as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Always appreciate it. And let me just say that since I'm recording this will probably be the last video I do for the year. Been a great 2012. You know, I started this in May with one video of me talking somewhat quietly and just kind of talking about, hey, I'm thinking about doing all these things, and I hope you guys will stick around and we'll get the building together and all that good stuff. And you know what? A lot of you guys, I have a lot of you guys who subscribed and are following me. And you know, if you're not following me on Twitter, check the description. I have a Twitter account now. I set one up finally so that I could get in touch with people. But thank you guys very much for everything that you've watched and liked and favorited, subscribed, and etc. throughout the year. I've really appreciated it, and even though I'm just doing this as a hobby and I'm not trying to do this like professional YouTube style life, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It means that it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something that's really good and that people like, and it makes me want to do more of it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And I will say, as usual, good luck, good mining, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time in my adventures here as an entrepreneur, delivery boy / chicken shack operator, and hopefully we'll get to building a little bit more. So yeah, thanks again, and see you later. Okay, that kind of backfired on me.